The November frenzy continues from Sin City in Las Vegas. San Diego State Aztecs taking on the reigning players. They are champs, the Oregon Ducks. We welcome you from Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas. We're here at Mandalay Bay. Brian Anderson with the Hall of Famer Grant Hill. We'll hear from Lauren Jabbar in just a moment. But we just saw a blowout. Michigan, they're going to play for the title as they took down Auburn. Now we're in a matchup, West Coast special here. Oregon and San Diego State. Let's start with the Oregon Ducks and Takai Simpkins, Grant.
Well, I expect a better matchup in this game here. Certainly Takai Simpkins, a talented transfer, can really get hot, streaky shooter, knock down 5 threes. Really one of the only bright spots for the Ducks against Auburn last night. Expect him to come out, be aggressive, and hunt his shot. Such a weapon for Dana Altman and the Ducks. And BA on the other side for San Diego State, Miles Hyde. What a talented young man. Runs a lot of guard position, great length and size. Hit a game winner, a half-court shot to send a game into overtime earlier last week. They expect him to try to bounce back from a tough game last night against Michigan.
Only 5 points against Michigan. Bird, the preseason Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. There are the starting fives. Head coach Brian Dutcher, now in his 9th year at San Diego State. And Dana Altman, now in his 16th year at Oregon. These are two great names in the college basketball circles in those head coaching spots. And you expect better efforts from both. I think that's been the story coming out of last night, Grant.
You have an opportunity here to get that bad taste out of your mouth from yesterday's loss. Quick bounce back. You got to emotionally recover. I apologize. I said Miles Hyde. I meant to say Miles Bird. You've had a lot of games the last few days.
A lot of names.
Sorry, forgive me, B.A.
Just think about your Final Four partner. Iron Eagle, Bird. First possession belongs to Oregon, and they turn it over in and out of the hands of Kwame Evans Jr. There's Dana Altman, year 16 at Oregon, 37th season as a Division I head coach. He's sitting on 784 total wins. Had a lot of great years at Creighton, and of course, been a very winning coach here at Oregon. And we start this game with turnovers on each of the opening possessions.
And both teams, as you see Dana Altman, just an incredible job that he's done at Oregon. All he does is win. But right away, teams trying to execute and find each other, just unable to settle in and execute efficiently.
Simpkins gives the ball up. And here's the point guard, Jackson Shelstad, rings in a three-pointer. First points of the game comes from the talented junior point guard from Oregon, from West Lynn, Oregon. He's a native. He and Nate Biddle, talented point guard center combination here, two Oregon guys. Heidi drives it, working on Biddle, the 7-footer. Nice little left-handed jump hook.
And give credit, Heidi right there, attacking Biddle, getting some contact and some separation.
Shelstad lost the ball. Magoon Guath comes up with it, a little too fast. The Goreville, Vegas native. Here's Guath now, making his second consecutive start. Just his third game. The 7-footer's got some skills. He'll be on display tonight. Oregon lost to Auburn yesterday, 84-73. Oregon actually had a lead with 10 minutes remaining in that game. And then Auburn used a 10-0 run. They put the hammer down in the second half. That's going to be another Ducks turnover. San Diego State, they felt the wrath of the Michigan Wolverines. The former Wolverine assistant, Brian Dutcher, 3 times he has been the Mountain West Tournament champion. He has resurrected this program along with Steve Fisher, a longtime assistant under Steve Fisher at Michigan, and then ultimately at San Diego State. And those two, what a great legacy they have created for the Aztecs.
A great legacy, and clearly after last night's disappointment, this San Diego State team has bounced back. And speaking of bouncing back, Jackson Shelstad being aggressive. I think that's important for Oregon. I thought at times he was a little passive in the game last night, but so talented as a point guard. Needs to be in the game for Oregon. Another turnover by San Diego State. Just an errant pass there. A little miscommunication.
3 turnovers already for the Aztecs. How about Shelstad, Grant? He was 1 for 11 from 3-point range last night against Michigan. He's hit his first 2 here tonight. And he steps on the line, and it'll be an over and back. And Oregon turns it over. Both teams sloppy out of the gates here, protecting the basketball. Oregon has 4 turnovers.
A little disappointing right now, Dana Altman with his squad, but you talked about Jackson Shelstad last night. You know, give credit to that defense of Michigan. The length, the physicality, really didn't have opportunities for open looks against the Wolverines, but taking advantage here early with those first 2 threes.
Here's Bird now, the lefty. And that'll be Oregon ball.
And that's what San Diego State does offensively. A lot of pin downs and curls. I like how they're able to get Bird getting to his left hand, and he likes to thrive in that mid-range.
Oregon suffered their first loss last night against Auburn. They're 4-1 now. Second year in the Big Ten for the Ducks. San Diego State 2-2. They had an overtime loss against Troy State. That one too tall as Evans sent it skyward for Devon Pryor. And it is sloppy early here between these two.
Well, Oregon, right, another turnover there. Nice alley-oop opportunity. And early in the season, as Oregon, you mentioned 4-1, they struggled in their half-court offense. Their defense has been spectacular throughout the season, able to get out in transition, but not the execution Altman wants.
The follow. Another 3-ball on its way, and that one is good. And Shelstad comes out firing. He has scored all 9 Oregon points on 3 made 3-pointers already.
And had a hand injury in the preseason, so missed a few of the exhibition games and first games of the season, but looks like he's finding his rhythm here tonight.
Dixon Waters just had the putback down to Heidi. Heidi and Biddle. A couple of big men going at it. Heidi with a flurry of moves. Scores again on Nate Biddle, the 7-footer.
Heidi getting involved, showing an array of moves down low. Getting to that left hand.
Shelstad picked up by Taj DeGorville. And that'll take us to our first time out. Oregon and San Diego State. Little West Coast basketball here from Las Vegas. Jackson Shelstad with the hot hand early for the Ducks.
Welcome back. We have a 1-point game here at Michelob Ultra Arena. Now for San Diego State University, when you talk about culture in college basketball, SDSU definitely sets the gold standard, and Miles Bird explained it to me perfectly. He said, look, if you come here, you're going to win. That's just the standard. From July all the way through the season, we hold ourselves to it every day. And guys, he laughed when he told me the next part. He said, it's also just really hard to leave San Diego. He grew up in California, told me it's objectively his favorite place in the country. But the real key, guys, is accountability. The first word on the whiteboard after their loss to Michigan yesterday was Oregon turning the page. Bird said that coaches make you a better player and a better man. And that's one of the reasons, guys, they returned 61.9% of their minutes from last year, second most in the nation, and why that culture shows up every single year.
Well, that culture speaks to the program. Steve Fisher, Brian Dutcher, what they've done. And you're right, all they do is win. And right there, we talk about that curl action from Brian Dutcher and his Aztec squad. Those guys love the pin downs. Sweetly with the efficiency here early.
Biddle scored it last time, misses this time. Bird flying high. Heidi secures the rebound.
A little pep in the step with these Aztecs. They've come out with a sense of purpose. I guess Huff lost there last night, B.A.
Elsie Harrington, very talented freshman, number 3 in red.
Had some good moments last night.
Definitely, he can shoot it. Fires up a 3 over Biddle. He hits one over the 7-footer. Brought him out.
He must have heard us.
Elsie Harrington, preseason Mountain West Freshman of the Year. High expectations, kid from Long Beach, California. And a foul on Bird, the Oregon ball.
And I like this set that we saw earlier. Little dribble down action, curl, dribble handoff. You usually see a dribble handoff on the wing, but to do it from that angle, creative and so hard to defend. And of course, Dixon Waters makes it look easy.
Dixon Waters. Another guy from Long Beach, transferring from USC, had 3 years there. Missed last year. And returning to live action in another program. Simpkins being hounded. Simpkins had some leg cramps yesterday, fought through it. And he drives it. It's blocked by Magoon. Guath running the break. Give it up, big fella. Guath finds Bird. Bird up top and a hammer. Farrell, Compton running the baseline. And the lob is a success. Makes it a 7-0 run. Evans to Stewart. Stewart, top man off the bench. He drives it in. He is fouled, and Stewart will go to the line.
Right now, defense, that's their calling card. San Diego State, the big fella inside with the great block, and says, you know what, I'm going to lead the break. I'm pushing it down the floor. Listens to your advice, gives it up. And just a beautiful alley-oop pass there. Bird showing his versatility. Compton with the finish. He had a little hand-wrist problem last night. We saw him getting attended to. Didn't seem to be a problem there on that finish.
Sean Stewart. This Thanksgiving Eve, join the Elite Party with a special All-Elite Wrestling Dynamite. Don't miss the mayhem. Wednesday, 8 o'clock on TBS, streaming on HBO Max. 1 out of 2, and a fight for it. Compton secures. And the freshman guard, Harrington, will push it now. Oregon gets back. San Diego State gets into their set. Harrington, two-man game with Compton. Farrell, Compton. Bird keeps his dribble. Shot clock down to 3, and a bad pass. Oden was set up. He would have been wide open for a 3. But Miles Bird throws it out of bounds.
And a really good defensive possession there for the Ducks. You know, now you've gone small. Stewart's in the game. Kwame Evans, they can switch everything, take away all that screen and roll, dribble, handoff action. And Dana Altman has to be pleased.
Sean Newman on the floor for San Diego State. B.J. Davis, first minutes. He checks Shellstad. Now Sean Stewart going to work. Stewart runs into a wall, and Compton recovers. Wild shot. And down on the floor with it is Pryor, and that'll be a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to San Diego State.
And San Diego State, they are a team, historically, they will trap the post. And right there, Sean Stewart takes his time, goes to work. A little contact, almost a walk there. Traveling violation. Get on the loose. Get on the floor for a loose ball and a jump ball there.
Saw Wei Lin check in for Oregon. Former professional player in China, deciding to forego an opportunity in the G League to play at the collegiate level. Here's Oden, misses. And another chance here for San Diego State. Davis can't hit the 3. Oden's active on the boards. Here comes Lin, ball in his hands. Lin enters the collegiate ranks as a sophomore, even though it's his first year. And Stewart lost the handle. Somehow gets it to a teammate, and now Shellstad hits another 3. Oh, they turned it into lemonade. Shellstad with his 4th made 3.
Some sweet lemonade.
All tied at 15.
Oregon dropping into this zone. They were struggling with their defense on the man-to-man, defending the Aztecs.
Davis looking for contact, gets it. Savvy move by B.J. Davis. The junior guard will go to the line for 2 when we come back. Got a good one going here, Grant.
Yeah, Shellstad, he's on a heater. 4 of 4 from the three-point line. A 50-50 ball. Doesn't matter. Get the ball to Shellstad. They're wearing yellow. It's lemonade.
You're watching the Geico Players Era. Day 2 coverage on TNT, presented by Sam's Club. Spheres all lit up. What a great venue that is. All tied at 15, San Diego State and Oregon, as we take a look at tonight's Impact Player Grant presented by Lilly.
Well, right away, Jackson Shelstad is having an impact and doing it from downtown. And what's great is his teammates are looking for him, recognizing the hot hand. And look, what a bounce back game, showing the maturity and the character of this young man. As you see a scramble play, finding Shelstad for that deep three. But last night, 4 of 17 from the field for him, 1 of 11 from the three-point line tonight. 4 threes. All his shots have been threes. And so he understands, and his team understands, his importance to their success.
Let's kick it over to Lauren.
He's already playing this season like that broken hand never happened. He was supposed to be out for 6 weeks to start the season. He came back 2 weeks ahead of schedule, picked up right where he left off as an all Big Ten guard. And all the while, guys, he's chasing the standard set by another West Lynn player, Peyton Pritchard. Shelstad said he grew up coming to Oregon games with both families when Peyton was here. He said it's a dream come true. And when an interviewer joked with him that West Lynn High School is his now, he said, nah, man, that's Peyton's school. He's the first one to do it. I'm just following in his footsteps.
He's one of the all-time greats and one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. Shelstad is feeling the hot hand, comes up short. Offensive rebound, Stewart. Davis buries a 3 on the other end, and San Diego State coming out of that timeout with a quick 5-0 burst. Lynn, tough shot. Here come the Aztecs. Harrington, hesitation. And now they reverse it. Daring Davis to fire. He obliges, and he gets a shooter's bounce. B.J. Davis sticks a couple of threes. 8-0 run coming out of the timeout. And a quick burst, Grant, by the Aztecs.
Yeah, quick, powerful burst. Defense sharing the basketball, stepping up, knocking down shots, everything going. He just hit one earlier. Davis takes his time, gets the friendly bounce on the rim, and Brian Dutcher has his guys ready, firing on all cylinders.
Say, B.J. Davis is off to a great shooting start this year from beyond the arc. He is now 8 for 15 on the season, up over 50% from three-point range. He is 2 out of 3 tonight.
Talented junior, great off the bounce, always probing with the basketball. You said it, shooting from the perimeter, giving his team a big lift.
Had a couple of threes against Michigan last night, scored 11 in a game where San Diego State had a hard time scoring. Evans, right down the throat. Evans misses the layup. That was protected by Compton, and that's a whistle on Oregon.
Yeah, and a tough break there. Evans missing a layup there, going to his offhand and compounding things by fouling there. Great late contest by Farrell Compton, causing him to miss it, and a little frustration with that foul.
Elsie Harrington will continue to run the point. Rated the number 7 recruit in the state of California, 17th nationally. Harrington finds the open man. Now Oden's on the drive. Oden going to take on Evans, and he's going to score on Evans with the left hand.
Right now, the small lineup here. Oden playing the 4, has guard abilities and spacing the floor, attacking off the bounce against his Oregon D.
It's got to be a huge relief for Brian Dutcher. San Diego State looks like themselves again. Shelstad's missed back-to-back threes. After drilling the first 4, Harrington, pull up. Harrington in transition with a 3-ball. It's a long 2, had a foot on the line.
Yeah, it's a different team here tonight. This Aztec ball club clicking on all cylinders, but really impressive, the defense. Everything's a struggle on the offensive end for Oregon, and you see another turnover on a pass attempt. 6 turnovers by Oregon State. But a beautiful drive, attack the closeout. Go to that left-hand running hook shot here. Tell me how you feel, young man. Harrington pulling up, toe on the line, just a 2. The BA is a 12-0 run right now for San Diego State.
I don't know what Brian Dutcher said at that last time out, but bottle that up. Hit it on repeat. It was 15-15 at the last timeout, and it has been all San Diego State since.
Well, what he said after the game last night, you lose by 18. Could have been much worse to Michigan. And how do you get your guys ready, build them back up, get your confidence going, and they all responded.
Harrington misses. Evans with a rebound. See if Oregon has a response here.
You got to get Biddle involved.
Yeah, he just shouted out, "Give me the ball." He's upset. Didn't get an entry pass. This time he does get one. Nice setup by Lindsey, and Biddle is on the board. Biddle is barking at his teammates right now.
Well, it's tough. San Diego State, they're known for fronting the post. We saw a little bit of that last night. Auburn doing the same thing with Biddle, and got to get him involved. Too valuable to this team.
Offensive foul. Heidi picks up the foul, and it'll be Oregon ball.
And right here, Biddle, a little high-low action. He thought he had it. Heidi fighting him down low. You see the body language from Biddle, a little frustrated. But Lindsey heard B.A. talking, found him. Well, an easy two.
I was only reading lips. I edited it out, some of it, but the point was taken. Biddle does get a touch, and he finds Pryor. He's a good passer, the big man. Pryor short, had a good look at it. Taj to Gorville, and San Diego State throws it away. Aztecs turnover. Sloppy play early in this game. Each team with a number of turnovers in the first handful of possessions. Right now tied at 6 apiece. 10-point San Diego State lead. Biddle had it swatted from behind. That was Reese Dixon Waters who got a hand on it. It'll stay in the possession of the Ducks.
You see they ran a play for Biddle, caught it at the elbow, and they double-teamed him at the elbow as soon as he put the ball on the floor. So, point of emphasis for San Diego State.
Pryor backing in, up and over Bird. Skillful.
That was a nice move. A little hesitation, fade away.
Under 8 minutes to go in this first half. San Diego State with a 12-0 run. Oregon has quieted it down. They're back within single digits. And now Bird in the corner. Three-pointer flies to Gorville. No. Follow. Guath. No. Heidi. And a battle underneath. And coming out of there is Des Lindsey. Lindsey fires a three. There's Bird with the rebound. An immediate timeout. Next whistle. San Diego State by 8. DeGorville, a Vegas native. Glad to be back home. Got a lot of friends and family here. Number 24 in red.
And right now, too stagnant on the offensive end against Oregon's zone.
Guath found the sweet spot.
That is the sweet spot right there at the elbow. Free throw line area. Guath showing his talent and skill. Give it to him.
Biddle wants it. Lindsey sets up Evans now out on the perimeter. Oregon spreads it out. And there he is, Takai Simpkins. He made 5 threes yesterday against Auburn. And Simpkins gets loose for his first made basket of the game.
Tough shot, too. Contested three. Simpkins stays hot.
Bird left wide open. Like a layup for him. Bird, the lefty, cashes in a three-pointer. That's his first made basket.
And that can't happen. You're in the zone. You got to match up. You got to identify shooters. Bird had all the time in the world. Dana Altman cannot be happy with that defense.
Here goes Lindsey probing now. Lindsey steps on it, and from behind, the block by Magoon Guath. San Diego State and Oregon both lost yesterday, trying to pick up a win here at the Players Era. We know Michigan will play for the Players Era trophy tomorrow for the championship. The Geico Trophy, the winning team will receive. They're going to match up against Gonzaga or Tennessee. Early entry, Sam's Club play of the game.
Right here against the zone, BA. I'm sorry. You see these San Diego State struggling. Guath gets to that sweet spot right there in the middle. Turns and surveys what's there. The jump shot. This kid oozing with talent. Had a great season last year for San Diego State. It was preseason All-Mountain West team. Defensive Player of the Year last year. And
out of the timeout, Simpkins misses the three. Pryor keeps it alive but knocks it out of bounds. It'll be San Diego State ball.
Right now, Oregon's offense just a little disjointed. I mean, if you take away those, those 4 3-pointers from Jackson Shelstad, which weren't easy shots, contested threes, Oregon would be in a world of trouble here early.
San Diego State by 10. Harrington, little pull-up. That's his game right there. We saw it all day yesterday. Shelstad finds Biddle. Now Simpkins looking for Evans. Passed him open, and Guath comes in with a foul. That was a nice look there.
Good set there by Oregon. Maybe their best offensive set here this first half. But right here, because Biddle is in drop coverage, you come off, you get to that elbow. It's really an easy shot, particularly for Harrington, who loves those mid-range off-the-bounce opportunities.
Kwame Evans knocks down the first. Chance to remind you from Las Vegas that TNT Sports, our coverage here of the Players Era is brought to you by Lilly, a medicine company. And brought to you by Geico. It feels good to Geico. Evans, 2 for 2 at the line. Kwame Evans out of Baltimore, the Montverde Academy. He and Sean Stewart teammates there, and now teammates here.
How about that team? You had Cooper Flagg as a sophomore, Derek Queen.
Both in the NBA right now. It's offensive foul on Heidi.
And that's how you get back into the game if you're Oregon. You got to do it on the defensive end. You got to bring the effort, got to sacrifice, got to be on a string as a unit. Weak side coming over, Devin Pryor sacrificing his body outside the restricted area. You hope if you're Oregon that carries over to the offensive end.
Ducks down 10. Coming up on the final 5 minutes of this first half. 4-1 this year, Oregon. They beat Oregon State, their in-state rival, getting prior to this Players Era. Biddle, capable shooter out there. And it's Bird with a rebound.
And that was a frustration shot. Biddle stepping out just to get a touch.
Bird shifty. Pryor right with him. There's Dixon Waters now. Pull up, pop.
Once again, putting Biddle in screening role. See, Dutcher has his guys going right at him if they're going to be in that drop coverage.
Pryor in the corner. Biddle gets knocked to the ground. Count the basket. Away from the ball. Farrell Compton knocked Biddle to the ground. So the three-pointer counts. And Biddle's going to go to the line here. This could be a big possession.
Yeah, right there.
Trip down the floor for Oregon.
Well, look, I don't know. Was it Compton right there? It looked like Dixon Waters might have chucked him.
Oh, you're right. It was Dixon Waters.
Ooh.
Yeah, he gets pinned for the foul.
You want to tag a roller right there. You don't want to knock him down.
No free throws quite yet. Just the 16th foul. And it works out better. Right-handed layup by Biddle. Makes it a 5-point trip down the floor for Oregon. And they're down 7. Shelstad just hounding Harrington. And San Diego State turns it over.
Dutcher having a discussion with his young player, but what did we say earlier? You get back in it with your defense. Get stops, force turnovers. Defense requires you to work together and be connected, and you see the connection working on the offensive end as well.
Bad pass. Too much traffic. Bird with a steal. Bird pushes, leaves it up top, and finishing the lob inside is Tay Simmons. Shelstad right back at him. Puts it off the glass. Pretty move.
Oh, man. Elite guard play here on display. Bird and Shelstad making plays.
Foul out on the perimeter. Shelstad. Take a timeout. 3:48 left in the first half. San Diego State went on a run. Oregon has an answer, and Shellstad is having a big night here in Vegas. He's got 14 to lead the Ducks. Welcome back to the Geico Players Era Tournament on TNT. San Diego State by 7 over Oregon. These two teams will be back in action tomorrow or Thursday, depending on how it all shakes out. Beautiful night on the Strip. Our top four, let's call it the Final Four of the Players Era, Grant, is set. Michigan and Gonzaga will play for the championship tomorrow on TNT. Third place game will be Tennessee and Kansas. Gonzaga's big win over Maryland, and they knocked Iowa State out of the picture to play in the money games.
They have 4 great programs, great coaches. It'll be a fun evening. We got a little studying to do to get ready for a couple teams that we haven't seen.
Looking forward to that. Got a foul. Stewart going to be called for the foul on this side of the floor. Sean Stewart. By the way, tomorrow's third place game starts at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern, Tennessee and Kansas. And then at 6:30 or 25 minutes after, championship game, Michigan and Gonzaga. Cannot wait for both of those games. Grant and I will be at the other arena, MGM Grand Garden Arena, on TNT for those two matchups.
And those matchups have a tournament feel, a festival feel.
I like it.
Yeah.
Davis had the hot hand. He's fouled on a three-pointer. Shellstad fouls the shooter, B.J. Davis, and he'll go to the line for 3.
And Shellstad trying to close out there, get in his space. Looked like he was, as he contested there, he got in his landing area a little too close. You want to contest and maybe go by them instead of going right underneath. Davis could have got hurt.
TNT Sports coverage of the Players Era is presented by Sam's Club. Join Sam's Club today. Celebrate the season of yes and say yes to everything you want and need. That was Grant's motto when TNT bosses asked him if he wanted to call a bunch of games at the Players Era. Celebrate the season of yes, Grant.
Yes,
Great to have you here.
We had 4 games last night, and I asked for a 5th. We had so much fun.
2 claps. He was ready for the ball. 10-point San Diego State lead. 2 teams coming off losses last night. Desperate to pick up a win and then give themselves a chance to get out of Vegas 2-1 if they can win tomorrow. Here is Biddle. Biddle firmly off the glass, knocks it down.
Yeah, Biddle looks like he's limping a little bit there, but finally was able to get off the block, mid-post area, and they gave him some room to isolate, able to score.
Biddle had the game winner last year at the Players Era Festival. It was an 8-team festival last year, bumped up to 18 on the men's side and 4 on the women's side. They'll get started tomorrow. Dixon Waters for 3. Tough shot. Dixon Waters rips the cords. San Diego State by 11 now.
That was a big-time shot there, contested. No fear.
Biddle, good-looking stroke. How about a 7-footer with a shot like that as he limped his way back down the floor?
He's running down the court like I'm running. Oregon's found some offense, and
San Diego State wants to talk it over here.
And Biddle's limping.
So timeout, San Diego State. Biddle in pain on that Oregon sideline. How about Reese Dixon Waters? Missed all of last year with a foot injury. 3 years in the USC program. And then the answer by Biddle.
And BA, it's amazing the shot-making ability, the three-point shooting that's in the game right now in the college game. You saw, as you mentioned, Dixon Waters hitting a tough 3, kind of going away from the bucket, and then a 7-footer stepping out, knocking down a contested 3. That's the name, the status of the game these days.
Send it over to Lauren Jabara.
Thank Thank you so much, guys. Talking about Nate Biddle, he told me he could have stayed in the NBA draft. He went through the full process, but said there's unfinished business at Oregon. He said after 2 straight years of getting bounced in the round of 32, and as a kid who grew up a duck watching Dylan Brooks in that Final Four run, he said, I think that's something we can accomplish as a team, and I really wanted to come back and do it with Jackson and KJ, and Biddle stepping into year 5, embracing being the vocal leader. He said that trust goes both ways. I trust my team, and they trust me. He's always relied on people around him to do the talking. This year, he said he's really stepped up and made that a point of emphasis this season, being a 5th-year guy.
It's always kind of a newsworthy story, Lauren, when you see a guy who's been in a program these days for 5 years. His junior year, he was injured. Biddle only played 5 games his junior year, had a wrist injury, and is back for his 5th year this year. Late clock, down to 3, force 3, Biddle with a rebound, and Oregon on the move here, down 8. Trying to finish this half strong. San Diego State's largest lead, 12, and the Aztecs get the steal into the hands of Compton. Bird using Compton, Bird, got it.
And that's Compton's game, just bringing defense, high energy, forcing a steal, and Bird silky smooth in the open court.
Back to double figures now as Shelstad hits again. Shelstad with 16 now. Biddle has 11, and very few others making big contributions for Oregon right now. Davis pulls it over the 7-footer and hits it. He's feeling it tonight.
Yeah, that was a tough shot right there. I mean, that time Biddle got out, contested it. And you got Davis Jr. fade away there from 20.
Davis has 13 to lead the Aztecs. Shelstad, a lot of dribbling here. Finally gives it up. Now Evans drives it. Evans with the left hand and 1. Terrific take to the basket by Kwame Evans.
And the shot-making ability here for the guards. Davis, screen and roll action, and you see him off balance there. But that's been that kind of half for that young man. And I like this right here. Evans didn't settle, just quickly caught it, ripped through. Decisive move using his size and length. I think at times he can be passive, looking to get people involved, but Oregon needs him to step up and be aggressive on the offensive end.
Biddle still in pain on that sideline. Pat Driscoll had to come in and make an explanation. I'm not sure exactly what the argument was, but Evans was fouled. The basket did count. And Evans a chance at a 3-point possession. Cashes it in. And it is a 7-point San Diego State lead. Coming to the end of the first half. Knocked out of bounds by Kovzitsi.
And give credit to Oregon, only down 7. They were earlier in this half struggling, not any rhythm whatsoever, and everything going Aztecs way. And get a stop here, maybe a score, close this gap even more going into half.
PJ Davis, 13 points tonight, knocked down a couple of threes. Davis in traffic, almost turns it over. Escape route, a deflection ends up in the hands of Dixon Waters. 5 to shoot now. Dixon Waters feeling it. And Dixon Waters drills a 3-ball. Stares at the Oregon bench on his way down. 10-point game. Simpkins drives. Simpkins denied. Ball is loose. And that'll take us to the end of the first half. San Diego State, 6 made threes. They go 50% from 3-point range. Shot 69% from the floor in the first half. And they'll take a 10-point lead to the halftime locker room over Oregon. After the break, Adam Lefkoe, Jalen Rose, Jamal Mashburn, and Chris Webber a stone's throw away on their set. The Modelo halftime report on TNT.
What a difference a day makes for San Diego State. Against Michigan, they shot 27%. Tonight against Oregon, 69% with a 10-point lead. Leading the way, Reese Dixon-Waters and B.J. Davis, 23 points combined. But I got breaking news. Our championship game is set. Would you like to know who it is?
Sure, sir.
Let's get to how we got here. You saw Michigan. We're going to bury the lead.
Okay.
Michigan taking on Auburn. We just saw this one. Let's let the non-Michigan guy talk.
There you go.
What did we think?
I thought Michigan has a lot of length. If they can knock down three-point shots, they can definitely be in the Final Four. I think they have size, they have versatility, they have depth, they can guard. But if they continue to knock down three-point shots and not turn the ball over, I think they got a great chance to be in the Final Four.
Auburn scored the first point of the game, and then was in a deficit the rest of the game. A 30-point win for Michigan. Maryland, Gonzaga. Gonzaga had to win by 14 or else Tennessee is going to the championship. Grant, EK with the early lead. Look at this. They're up by 21 at this point. They keep it moving. Oh, man, what a play here by Maryland. Andre Mills from his back gets it to fall Sewell.
That's a horse shot right there.
Oh, you got an H. Then Gonzaga looked at the scoreboard. Went into halftime. They said, we got to win by 14, coach. All right, they're up by 18 now. Second half, we're knocking down triples from the outside. Look at the score. It's 30. Gonzaga making it 32. Piling on, adding on. They win by 39. A statement win. Michigan, anything you can do, we can do better. And now that means the championship. This is so perfect.
Wow.
Thank you, Players Era Championship, for giving us an absolute phenomenal game on TNT. It's going to be 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 local. Gonzaga, Michigan, easily the two most impressive teams in this tournament, and it's going to be over at MGM Grand Arena. Jalen Rose, are you nervous?
Not nervous at all. I've been to a lot of big fights at the MGM. This is going to be a collegiate version tomorrow. And we've talked about it a couple of times this evening. What I consider the two best front courts in the country going back and forth. It's going to be a great matchup.
What? It's music to your ears. Front court basketball.
I love it. Two great coaches, two great programs, and the fact that you got some teams with heart. Teams like Michigan that are trying to prove themselves. Even though we think they're the best, they still got to prove it. And I love that the fact that they're going to be here tomorrow proving it against the Zags. And the Zags are so impressive. Every time you watch them, you're impressed with their discipline, their IQ, and their togetherness on the court.
And what an interview with Axel Lindeberg, who definitely gave some bulletin board material for EK and the boys with the Bulldogs in Gonzaga.
Well, I love Jalen's reference to boxing. He was selling the fight at that particular point. You know, and I think Michigan and Gonzaga body blow with the front court. If they go zone, then it can be counter punches at the match. But I look for Michigan to win this one if they can knock down three-point shots. I think this is going to be critical for them. But you got to look at Gonzaga's guard play. They have some very good guards as well. I think it'll be a knockdown, drag-out heavyweight fight.
It's kind of a mirror image. You know, we can both throw out our zone and kind of disrupt you. They both have inside and, again, the front court play. But Lindeberg and EK, I mean, that is a prime time. That's some Pacquiao-Mayweather stuff.
Absolutely. EK stepped his game up. Initially, he was a rim protector, finishing at the hoop, dunking on everybody. Now he's making threes. And Lindeberg, he just a terrific all-around player.
And we've had awesome interviews on those desks. I would say Lindeberg and EK were probably our two best.
Correct.
And EK probably had your favorite play. That alley-oop pass to Tyon Grant Foster was like the ultimate big man dish.
Yeah, I know we got to wait till one shining moment at the last tournament, but again, guys are building their resumes now. They're having fun, and working together, and that's what I love seeing is the maturity and the coming together of these teams. And the Zags and, of course, the Wolverines are going to be ready tomorrow. But EK looking down, throwing up that oop, you got to love that play.
You know, it'll be interesting to see who gets some rest tonight, because 3 games in 3 days of high-level basketball, that's very difficult. Even though these are young players and everybody's fighting for money at this particular time, it's still a physical battle and a mental battle as well.
Do we need to root for the Zags to balance this out?
I'm going to go with Michigan, man. I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to go with Michigan on this.
And since it's a prize fight, how about this? The Michigan Wolverines are going for the knockout.
Oh.
Hey, I love the dramatic pause there.
They're going for the knockout.
So what does that mean in basketball terms?
That mean in basketball terms, double digits.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I'm going to go for the decision.
Okay.
Let's go to the cards.
Yeah.
The bulletin board material from TNT. Mark Few, you are welcome. This has been the Modelo Halftime Show. It's been a phenomenal week, and now we are all excited for the championship. One more segment before the second half of Oregon, San Diego State.
Players Era Halftime is brought to you by Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Not going to lie, the Sphere is awesome. Let's take a look at the first half stats presented by Modelo. San Diego State making everything all around the basket, dominating the boards, and also the bench points staggeringly in their direction. That defense, what San Diego State is known for, Jalen, caught your attention.
Absolutely. Not only they shoot 69% from the floor, but they have 8 steals and a couple of blocks. And they're just flat out outplaying Oregon. They're playing harder, more physical, and they're converting these blocks and these steals into transition lobs in this case. They're doing a terrific job. I know Coach Brian Dutcher's really happy what he saw in his first team in the first half from his team.
You got a lot of pride for Coach Dutch. I can tell.
Absolutely.
Love.
He was our assistant coach. He put us through the ringer.
His wife Jan, Steve Fisher's at home watching. With somebody like my little brother Mark, his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, his family.
The whole family tree. That's
amazing
nice, though.
Right?
Yeah, I got to go check it out.
That's all I'm looking
Go
at.
see
My
the Wizard
bad.
of Oz.
Keep the spirit up until I get off work.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Geico Players Era Tournament on TNT. 10-point San Diego State lead at the half over Oregon. Michelob Ultra Arena, one of the 2 venues in play for this massive Players Era Tournament. Let's take a look at our Geico game summary, Grant. And Aztecs shooting it very well. So is Oregon, but how about 69% from the field? And half of their threes have gone down for the Aztecs.
Yeah, they've been on fire this first half with their shooting and really relying on their guards. Their guards have been creative with the shot making, whether it's three-point line, mid-range. All of them are hitting on all cylinders. The question is, can they keep up that 69% in the second half? And what adjustments will Oregon make on the defensive end? Dana Altman cannot be happy with his defense in that first half.
Well, Lauren Jabara, we just watched Nate Biddle. He was really struggling. Not sure what the injury is, but you've got a report.
I do. Talking to their sports information director, Nate Biddle got his right ankle taped up at halftime coming out of the locker room, guys. I saw him gingerly running down the hallway. He said he's going to try to test it out, but it definitely does not look 100% right now. In terms of Dana Altman, talked to him. He said, you want to quote, we can't guard our own shadow right now. We gave them the things that they like to do. They want to shoot the 3. We're giving them the 3. We have to step up physicality and not let them get to their spot.
Well, the one guy who has kept Oregon in distance here is Shellstad. And Jackson Shellstad knocks down another three-pointer. He's now 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. Good start for Oregon to the second half. Dixon Waters answers with a 2-ball on the other end.
Man, a little pin down action. This is a simple play. Dixon Waters gets to his spot. He's contested 2-pointer there, but still, these guys are continuing with their stellar shot making.
Biddle had 11 in the first half. And that's a foul. Evans got deep. Magoon Guath commits the foul.
Yeah, like the first play from Oregon. A little dribble drive right there. Shellstad replaces, gets to the top of the key for that 3-pointer. So out of the break at halftime, nice little offensive execution. And finding the hot hand, Shellstad knocking it in.
Shellstad hit 19. Evans knocks down the first free throw. Shellstad leads all scorers. Kwame Evans, 2 for 2 at the line. San Diego State by 7, just underway in the second half. More action tomorrow on TNT and True TV. Everybody back in action. And games with meaning tomorrow as Michigan and Gonzaga will play for the championship. Tennessee and Kansas will play in the third place game. Biddle with the block. That'll stay in the possession of San Diego State.
And even after that block there, Biddle limping a little bit, but then still moving those feet, using his length to his advantage. And thus far, Biddle surviving with that injury.
Bird, catch and shoot out of the out of bounds, and Guath going up tall for the rebound. San Diego State made 9 of their last 11 shots in the first half to jump out to a 10-point lead at the half. Dixon Waters, big part of that. Turnaround is good. He got a lot of sauce in his game, Dixon Waters. Pac-12 six-man of the year at USC a few years ago. Preseason All Mountain West Conference. Simpkins finds Biddle. Three-pointer, no good. And run down by Pryor. Heidi knocks it out of bounds. 11 to shoot for the Ducks.
I thought Shellstack could have got a better angle there on that post-entry pass, but Dixon Waters, he has been efficient. 6 for 8, making tough shots, getting to his spot right now. Too easy for that young man.
Simpkins had the hot hand against Auburn yesterday. Late clock. And it is Guath who meets him. It is Evans who cleans it up. And a foul. Kwame Evans has been a beast on the glass. And he's got a chance at a three-point play here.
Well, he stayed involved. Guath makes the block. And Kwame Evans anticipates where the ball's going to land and had an easy layup opportunity. Three-point play. We see Biddle is out of the game now. So they may ride with this unit, Stewart and Evans, most of this second half.
Biddle's actually changing shoes right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Lauren reported the injury, and he's trying to give it a go here to tough it out, but he's going for the shoe swap.
I almost did that yesterday during the 4 games.
Right?
Yeah, my dogs were barking a bit.
You did have some nice shoes on. Didn't have the sensible shoes. You were going for style yesterday. Three-pointer rains in for Reese Dixon Waters.
Speaking of style, he is giving it to him every way possible.
Dixon Waters scored the last 10 points for the Aztecs. One and done for Oregon. San Diego State with the ball, leading by 9. Bird lets it fly, no good. Heidi up there for the rebound. No, Shellstad comes out of the pack with it. Shellstad pulls the string and stolen. B.J. Davis. Davis will take it himself, and he's fouled.
And how about the play of B.J. Davis? First half, shot making and scoring here, just gets his hands in the cookie jar, gets out, got away with a foul right there, and then goes right at Simpkins, unafraid of the contact.
B.J. Davis will shoot a pair, knocks down the first, and Davis now at 14. Hey, cheer on your favorite college basketball teams with officially licensed fan gear. For the best selection of team apparel and accessories, head to shopncaasports.com today. Brian Anderson, Grant Hill, the Hall of Famer, with Lauren Jabara. Great to be here in Vegas. This tournament just keeps getting bigger and better. Started it last year. We were here for it. Oregon was the champion of the inaugural Players Era tournament.
Some talented teams last year. Houston was here, Alabama. And Oregon just kind of peaked at the right time and tipped in by Biddle at the buzzer.
Well, it's just a hoophead's dream here. You walk around, you see the fan bases of the 22 teams that are here, 18 on the men's side. A lot of the top programs.
A lot of NBA scouts and personnel here as well.
Yeah, every time we stand up, there's a couple of NBA scouts here. We just saw Mike Dunleavy. Danny Ainge has been here as well. Heidi with a block. Emphatic. I beg your pardon. That was Bird with the block. And let him know about it.
Bird right there, sliding his feet and flying like a bird there. You know, as a guard, he just has great size. 6'6", 6'7", Does a lot of things for Brian Dutcher, and you see him in his commitment to defense.
Sean Stewart aggressive going at Heidi. Evans there for the rebound. Evans missed it. Tipped it up. Ball's loose. And San Diego State ball. That was a good battle for that rebound.
Oh, man. Fighting for it. I don't know how Evans got the ball up there. Kind of somehow snuck it through. Just couldn't get it to fall there. But
they're using a term you like, but the fast jump. He jumps faster than everyone else.
Yeah.
He's the first one to the apex.
Well, right now, they can't exchange baskets here at Oregon. They're going to have to figure out how to get some stops here on this defensive end.
Simpkins making it tough on Bird. Odom gives it right back. Heidi and Bird, two-man game. Bird trying to get free. Now Heidi springs free. Heidi hangs and scores. Got him out of position, and Heidi able to put it in. Now a steal. Now it's Oden. No, got his own. Puts it back. San Diego State on a burst here. 8-0 run. Shelstad trying to quiet down this heavy San Diego State crowd. Pryor knocks it in, and a foul underneath. So the basket will count, Grant.
It happened in the first half. A three-pointer and a foul underneath for Oregon.
Pryor hits the three. Just when San Diego State gets on a burst, Oregon has an answer. City Lights of Las Vegas and the Geico Players Era Tournament. San Diego State leads it by 11. 4 and change into this second half. Had a 10-point lead at the half. Time now to take a look at tonight's Impact Player Grant, presented by Lilly.
Well, his name is Reese Dixon Waters. His boys call him RDW. Whatever you call him, he has been on fire, efficient, great shot making. 17 points, 7 for 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. So Dixon Waters has been superb. The senior, big time.
Pryor coming out of that timeout. Remember, there was a three-pointer, then a foul, and now Pryor, who knocked in the three, is going to go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Could be a 5-point trip down the floor.
Yeah, and Oregon needs every bucket they can. Nice little back cut. Caught Bird sleeping there. Pryor was in the corner. He and Shelstad on the same page, and almost a three-point play opportunity.
Bird picks up his third foul as Pryor knocks in the free throw. And it'll be Taj DeGorville, the Vegas native, back on the floor for Bird. Got to protect those fouls at this point. A lot of game left here. And Bird will sit. Had a 4-point trip down the floor in the first half. And Pryor misses. DeGorville comes away with a rebound. DeGorville will initiate the offense. Now working with Compton. Got a man on his hip. Nothing there. Good defense by Oregon. Shot clock down to 7. And stepping on the baseline, Compton turns it over. Biddle stood tall.
In the crowd here, the San Diego State faithful thought there was a little too much contact on that drive. A little bump in there, down low.
Simpkins finds Biddle. Playing on a bad foot, but he's got new shoes. And he is fouled.
Yeah, he's not limping like he was before.
Disrupting a little bit of the feng shui and the color pattern here, but
he wants to stand out, look a little different.
Black socks, white shoes, always a good look. As long as they're functional. Third foul on Jeremiah Oden. So you got Bird with 3 fouls. Now Oden with 3, and Biddle gets the first free throw. TNT Sports coverage of the Players Era is brought to you by Lilly, a medicine company. and brought to you by Geico. It feels good to Geico. 16 foul for San Diego State. It's going to put Oregon in the bonus the rest of this half. And not 5 minutes have gone by yet. That'd be one way for Oregon to get back in. Here's Guaf in transition. Guaf, finger roll, a nice one. George Gervin would be proud of that one.
I like that. It was attacking Biddle, showing his agility and touch.
The lead is 10, as it was at the half. SDSU's largest lead, 14.
And still shooting the ball from the perimeter, 68% overall. So getting whatever they want, SDU, and defensively getting deflections and forcing turnovers.
Biddle turns it over, hobbling back down the floor to Gorville and Guaf. And now Compton, entry pass and a foul. Pryor got on Guaf's back. They got the mismatch they wanted, and it ends up with an Oregon foul.
Well, the foul kind of bailed him out. Compton, not the best angle for a pass. Could have been a turnover. It ended up being a foul. And look at this. That's 7 feet tall right there in traffic. Beautiful finish. And yeah, Pryor with that right arm on the hip of Guaf. Guaf, 7 feet, only 212 pounds. So
he's asking him to round up next time. Met at the rim by Evans. Turns him away. Here's Harrington now. Harrington, good pass. Compton with the left hand, a rim rocker. Monster dunk by Pharaoh Compton. Shelstad kicks it. And Lindsey is fouled on his way in. One of the highlights of the night on this Tuesday at Players Era.
Unbelievable. Straight out of Compton right there. Pharaoh getting it done and letting them know. Once again, San Diego State getting whatever they want on the offensive end. And Compton getting involved with that finish.
7th San Diego State team foul. Oregon's going to have a lot of free throws to the finish line in this one. First of the 1-and-1 is good by Desrick Lindsey. He was scoreless against Auburn last night in 18 minutes. And Lindsey with his first point of the game, 1 out of 2 at the line.
It's going to be on this end for Oregon as they try to get back in this game. They're falling back again into this 2-3 zone. They've shown it at times here tonight, but nothing seems to work defensively as San Diego State getting whatever they want.
Davis drives it. Man, nice touch. I'll tell you, Davis, not only does he seek contact, but the body control when he doesn't get it in an and one to be able to score that ball. That was nice.
And we had the perfect angle to watch that. That wasn't an easy shot right there.
Lindsey tripped up, recovers, reset for Shelstad. He had Evans. Shelstad. Lindsey looking for the entry. There it is. Kwame Evans in traffic. Kicks it. Lindsey, 3-ball, no good. Had a good look at it. In transition, Aztecs score. Elsie Harrington on the run.
And these Aztecs, they are flying. The guards just make plays. Scoring, facilitating, getting out in transition.
Oh, foul, no, in and out. Somebody's hand was up there. The ball was down and then popped back out on the follow by Sean Stewart. San Diego State knocked down 6 of their last 7. Oregon's in the danger zone right now.
With Biddle out of the game, really no post presence inside for Oregon.
Simpkins falls down, avoided the travel by Curly Neal. Pat Driscoll, the official, said he kept his dribble. Look at Davis, swatted right out of the hands of Shelstad. That's a tip ball. Short clock. Clock down to 3 and a foul. San Diego State 71-56. Trying to put the hammer down on the Big Ten's Oregon Ducks. Davis, silky smooth, leads all Aztecs with 16. Harrington, a drive. San Diego State in a good shape right now. San Diego State has opened up their largest lead at 15. 11:53 remaining in regulation here as we take a look at our Geico moment of the game. Easy call tonight. Grant with the Pharaoh and the left-handed stuff.
Oh, what a confrontation at the rim. Compton letting them know. Oh, man.
Compton out of Chicago. He's a sophomore. Last year was the Mountain West preseason freshman of the year. He was the first top 100 signee in about 20 years for San Diego State. Big recruit out of the state of Nevada, even though he was from Chicago. Prep ball in Nevada. Shellstad hits the first. San Diego State with a ton of fouls, yet they lead it by 13 now. Shellstad goes 2 for 2. Shellstad with 21 now. He's knocked down 5 3-pointers. Both of these teams lost yesterday. Michigan blew out San Diego State, beat them by 40. Oregon lost to Auburn, had a second half lead with 10 minutes remaining, and then Auburn with a finishing kick.
Oh, man.
They just keep coming.
Davis is on a heater right now. High screen and roll there. 3-point shot. Just everything he's throwing up going in.
Kozisti, and he's fouled going in. Aggressive to the basket. Limited minutes here for the man from Ukraine.
Right here, Davis just little screen action. Big man slow to get up there on him, and nice little hesitation, goes to the rim. Look like roll ball, maybe a little contact low there, but nice strong drive.
Kozisti knocks in the first free throw. You see Dana Altman, he's searching right now, getting deep into his rotation. He's got Biddle on the bench, struggling with a right ankle injury. 2 for 2 at the line. Minutes here for Ege Demir as well. PJ Davis has posted a career high. He's got 19 right now for San Diego State. Wow. And Reese Dixon Waters just a pull up and a pop. He is cooking tonight.
They're playing like 2K out here. Just no hesitation, incredible confidence. This is the best I've seen San Diego State. We watched some tape before the Players Era Festival, and they are locked in. Brian Dutcher has his team at a high level.
Dixon Waters has 20 now. Shellstad up over 20 points. He misses, and it's Quaff with a rebound. San Diego State had an overtime loss at home to Troy State. Coming here 2-2 after they got blown out yesterday. This would be their best win. And Quad stepped on the line, and that'll be a backcourt violation.
Look at this right here. One dribble, pull up, contested. Doesn't matter. Just feeling it.
RDW.
Talk about it. That Troy State game, they were down 12 points late in the regulation. Got back in it. Uh-oh.
Stuart Howe blocked by Guaf. Good block. In transition, San Diego State. Good! A left-handed hammer.
Defense to offense. This is Aztec basketball on display.
Demir puts it down with 2 hands. Boy, we have seen 2 vicious dunks by the Aztecs. Compton and Bird, both on the highlight reels. San Diego State by 17. Heidi offensive board. Heidi looking for help. And Lindsay for the steal. Past the halfway mark of the second half. San Diego State got a finishing kick going right now. Can Oregon shoot their way back in? 3-pointer miss. That's going to be a foul on Bird. It's going to be his 4th.
Right there, it looked like Bird might have wrapped up kind of not a hook and hold, but looked from this angle like he was trying to
well, you know, that was
extended an arm a little bit. You could have called that either way.
He grabbed him. I mean, Brian Dutcher would have the option to ask for a review to see if it could be elevated to a flagrant one. I don't think it would be, but Kobzisty, savvy move right there as he was falling down, grabbing the arm of Bird. And Bird picks up his 4th foul. As Rasheed Wallace would say, ball don't lie. Tune into the NHL on TNT. Thanksgiving Showdown is Friday. The Rangers and the Bruins. Coverage begins 12:30 Eastern on TNT and HBO Max. Alexander Kobzisty from the Ukraine. Played for KK Mega in Serbia. That's a team that Nikola Jokic came through in his younger days. How about Akuchi, DJ Carstensen with the mop work? Says, I'll handle it, kid. You can tell he's done that before.
Yeah. Getting into action.
Oregon doing all they can to stay in this game.
Well, it's still been tough. We talked in that first half, the 69% from the field from San Diego State. Could they keep it going? 66% they're shooting in this half. 12 of 8. 3 of 6 from the three-point line. So San Diego State known for their defense, but today it's all about the offense.
Dixon Waters been a big part of that. He's just taking on all comers right now. Misses the mid-range. Hard to argue because he has been so good shooting the ball in this one. Lindsay probing. Lindsay, little scoop shot, no good. Putback is good.
Yeah, didn't give up on the play there. Didn't quit. Stayed with it.
Give the basket to Des Lindsay. San Diego State leads it by 14. Bird on the bench with 4 fouls. Harrington more than capable off that bench for him, the freshman. Oden. Shot clock down to 6. Oden gives it up. 3-pointer, cash. Elsie Harrington range at another 3-ball.
And right there, Shellstad gambled for the steal right there. Couldn't get it. Great awareness there, and then Harrington, they made him pay for that mistake.
10 made threes for San Diego State. Oregon's made 9, but not near the shooting percentage overall as Demir lost his headband, missed the shot. Oden on the floor, and credit Lindsay getting on the floor to tie him up. Possession arrow belongs to San Diego State.
For San Diego State, everything going their way. The offense came to play, and a lot of celebrating and scoring. Aztec Nation feeling good in the desert.
Welcome back to the Geico Players Era. Day 2 coverage of on TNT, presented by Sam's Club. Sphere all lit up. Checking us out. We're good. And getting ready for another big day tomorrow. We got the championship here at Players Era. Michigan and Gonzaga. As we take a look at the Geico assist leaderboard. San Diego State and Oregon, these are the assist leaders. Kwame Evans, the big man, with 4 dimes today. B.J. Davis not only scoring the ball, Davis right now with 19 points. He's got the 4 assists as well. Been a great playmaker. And it is San Diego State comfortably in front. 7:45 remaining. See what kind of answer Oregon has. Going to have to start on the defensive end. And Dana Altman's got him in the full court pressure here.
He's got his bench in the game. Unless they can chip into this lead, you wonder with under 8 left, does he rest his starters? Also an opportunity for the bench to show what they can do.
Nate Biddle still sits. Looks like he's been hobbled with an ankle injury. Dixon Waters now taking on Lynn. 4 to shoot. Dixon Waters wants all of this. And the fadeaway is good. Oh my goodness, Dixon Waters. Serious one-on-one game here tonight.
Yes, indeed, man.
22 for Dixon Waters.
There've been some tough shots too. Nothing easy.
Demir can't hit. San Diego State by 19. Aztecs 2-2 to start the year. Perennial powerhouse in the Mountain West. 5 consecutive NCAA tournaments. Played the national championship game in 2023. And Demir gets off the ground, commits the foul. Free throws for Jeremiah Oden.
BA, look at this last play. Dixon Waters just takes his time, little shimmy, fake, creates some separation. Now, that's what you see at the next level right there, just with the confidence he's playing with. And with Dixon Waters, with Bird on the team, BJ Davis, and you got guys on the perimeter who can really go get a bucket. And you've seen the playmaking ability, shot-making ability on full display here this evening. Been fun to watch.
And the lead is 20 now for San Diego State. Well, it's got to feel good for the Aztecs. They were throttled by Michigan last night. Michigan won by 40. Just never could get into their offense. They never got going, had no flow. Tonight, much different story for Brian Dutcher. You knew they'd respond. Ray Lynn sets up Stewart. Stewart going in. Oh my goodness. It's a held ball. Reese Dixon Waters just went up and snatched it from him.
And smart right there. The savvy play from the senior. He jumps early before Stewart gets in the air and just grabs the ball. Almost a steal right there. And Dixon Waters on both ends. Shot making, defense, leadership, swag, everything for Brian Dutcher and his team.
It's his breakout for San Diego State. Missed all of last year. Got a foot injury with USC. And Lynn able to hit. Send it over to Lauren Jabara.
Yeah, you guys, I know Aztec fans are excited to have him back. Brian Dutcher actually told me that since he's come back, he's looked way more relaxed. He's letting the game come to him. And when they need a bucket in the half court, he's the guy that's going to get it. Miles Bird also told me, look, I've been with this guy since my sophomore year. Back then, he was playing 20 minutes. I was playing 12, both of us in smaller roles. But Reese was the first call that Miles made when he decided to come back. Bird said we complement each other. He's the quiet, go-get-a-bucket guy. It's a very yin and yang between the two of us, and you see it on the court.
Yeah, good stuff there, Lauren. Another highlight for the Aztecs. Compton on the receiving end of a lob. Stewart going to drive it and lost it out of bounds. San Diego State ball. And the route is on here with 5:40 left.
And sometimes as a team, everything just comes together in a game. And it's impressive when it's after a disappointing loss, as you mentioned, from last night. But I tell you, this is as well as San Diego State has played this season. They have to be proud of the effort, of the offense, and what this team potentially can be as they get through the season. And no one better in the Mountain West Conference to get them ready than Brian Dutcher.
Well, personnel management by Brian Dutcher. Dixon Waters will sit, unlikely to come back if it stays like this. And he'll finish with 22 points, made 4 threes.
That's the kind of game where you want to keep playing. When you're feeling like that and you're in that kind of rhythm, coach, don't take me out.
And if there wasn't a game tomorrow, he probably would leave him in. But 3 games in 3 days.
Oh, man, I'm tired just thinking about it.
Len saves it. Evans there to pick him up.
Look, nothing easy for Oregon. Look at the pressure, the defense, not letting up at all, these Aztecs.
Len, three-pointer, good. He's got a nice stroke. He started the year missing his first 11 three-pointers. He finally hit one yesterday against Auburn, his only try, and now he's got another one. Sure, that young man's going through a lot, coming from China.
Oh, wow.
In Oregon, like in the college game, just trying to figure it all out. Not just the stuff on the basketball court, everything else.
You see more and more of that in college basketball. Foreign players, international players allowed to come into the college ranks, and it is an adjustment. You know, culturally, just new environment, new style of play. Just shows the talent all over the world here in this game of basketball.
And Newman throws it away. Final 4 minutes of this one. And we're looking forward to tomorrow, the Final Four. Michigan and Gonzaga will play for the Players Era title. Michigan taking down San Diego State and Auburn. They've maxed out their plus-minus with a 40-point win and a 30-point win. You only get a max of 20. They go max. And they'll take on Gonzaga, who's at plus 30. Gonzaga beat Alabama and then Maryland today. Third place game will be Tennessee and Kansas. Those are cash prizes available. All the money just to bring the teams here. And then, depending on how you finish, goes into the NIL collective for these teams, straight to the players. It's been a huge hit for the players. Thusly named the Players Era. We'll have both of those games on TNT tomorrow, by the way. Grant and I will be there with Lauren. And we'll jump over to the other arena, MGM Grand Garden Arena, for the finale. Shellstad, no. Evans, offensive board. Evans looking for a shooter. Lynn, pull up. Davis with the board. Davis with 19 in this game. Dixon Waters leading the Aztecs with 22. A big scoring night for San Diego State.
Expect at some point here, Dutcher will go to his bench, give his guys some rest to be ready for tomorrow. But in the meantime, Guac, he can shoot it from three, put it on the floor, and showing his skill.
Guac knee surgery last spring, playing in just his third game. As he gets his legs under him, you could see San Diego State picking it up as Heidi in transition. San Diego State running Oregon off the floor right now. They're up 22. Timeout. 2:24 left. A masterful performance for the team out of the Mountain West, the perennial powerhouse, San Diego State Aztecs. We wrap up play here at Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay. We'll be making the journey tomorrow to MGM Grand Garden Arena for the finale of the Geico Players Era. (92-70) San Diego State by 22. You ready to make the journey? Grant, Mandalay Bay over to MGM Grand Garden Arena. It looks like it's close, but you know, they funnel you through the casinos here. That's the preferred route.
Well, you know, I didn't know that, but hanging with Brian Anderson, you get all the backdoor access there, and look at all these teams. Look at Iowa State. I mean, Iowa State almost got in.
Yeah, it was the last second. Remember that St. John's layup at the end of that game?
Dylan Mitchell, right?
Yes, that's right. And Gonzaga knocked him out of it. Ultimately, all those teams will be in action tomorrow. B.J. Davis has another steal, and the Aztecs again in transition. Everybody's getting a highlight dunk right now.
You're right. There's been a lot of highlight plays for San Diego State. Wow.
Evans, three-pointer is good. Dana Altman beside himself on that sideline, and he told Lauren at the half, they're having trouble guarding people right now. Even though Oregon started 4-0, had a nice win over Oregon State, they're going to start this Players Era tournament 0-2. Had a late collapse against Auburn yesterday, and they have been under San Diego State's thumb this entire game. Back to the drawing board here for Oregon State.
Back to the drawing board, indeed. They got some things they got to clean up, fix, and certainly defense guarding the ball. I also think their half-court execution could clean up as well.
Oregon lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament last year. They were a 5 seed. Lost to Arizona. And the run out, Jamari Phillips.
8-0 run here. Back-to-back triples. Turnover. Transition bucket.
Brian Dutcher says spread the floor, run some clock, under a minute to go. Excellent response by San Diego State. They ran into a buzzsaw on the Wolverines yesterday, sat on it for 24 hours, and come out firing here tonight. Guaf, capable. Magoon hits a three in the corner. Stretch 5. You hear the goon chants from the Aztec fans. They always travel well here to Vegas. Evans will fire another. Ooh, and Phillips is fouled. Phillips will go to the line. Believe it or not, 19.8 seconds remaining, Grant. We got to pay your salary. We got to take a break. Grant's got to show up tomorrow. Invoice is in the mail.
It's going to be a
we'll
long,
be back to wrap it up.
It's going to be a long break.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. This isn't just a restoration. It's a revival, because you know there's value in making space for your people. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Introducing Black Friday Game Day, a full day of epic matchups with the return of Black Friday football when the Bears take on the Eagles. Touchdown! Then the Emirates NBA Cup heats up in a doubleheader with Bucks Knicks and Mavs Lakers. It all tees off when 4 elite PGA Tour players face off in the Skins game. Black Friday Game Day starts this Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern with NFL kickoff at 3 p.m. only on Prime.
I was born with wings, but psoriasis swooped in to clip them.
Now, with Bimzelx, I'm back to clearer skin.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation.
Most people got 100% clear skin, some after the first dose.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Start to get back to clearer skin with Bimzelx.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx.
Say yes to this ride-on golf cart. And for larger vehicles, Sam's Club Roadside Assistance. Yeah, hi, I'm on the corner of Pants and Pork Rinds. Say yes to amazing deals on 100-inch TVs and express delivery. Sit down, fellas. This is based on a true story. Oh. Say yes to Sam's Club's baked goods and to custom frosting.
Here you go, Chris.
I love it. It's perfect.
Say yes to what you want this holiday and to the joy of Sam's Club.
San Diego State putting the finishing touches on this one tonight. Sphere putting on a show. Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, if you want to check it out later, Grant.
I got some prep work to do, B.A.
Yeah. We got to get Mark Few on the phone. We got to get Dusty May on the phone.
Yeah.
That'll be the championship game tomorrow. It'll be on TNT. Kansas and Tennessee will play in the third place game. All these teams are going to continue on, though. They'll either play tomorrow or Thursday, depending on where it all sits at the end of this. It's been a great experience. We had a blast last year, kind of a pilot for us last year in the inaugural Players era with 8 teams, expanding to 18 on the men's side, 4 women's teams. And the 4 women's teams will be in play tomorrow, so they'll get started tomorrow.
The little birdie said they might expand even more next year.
Those are the rumors.
Yeah.
It's been a monster tournament. Clock ticking down on Oregon tonight. They're going to start 0-2 here at Players there. They'll drop to 4-2. San Diego State, their biggest win of the year, as they'll beat a Big Ten opponent and improve to 3-2. And that'll do it. It is in the books. 17-point win for Brian Dutcher and the San Diego State Aztecs. Impressive performance across the board, Grant. San Diego State shoots 67% from the field in this game, 48% from three-point range.
And B.A., you can't ask for a better bounce-back game for San Diego State. After that disappointing loss last night to Michigan, came out here with purpose, with pride, great play, great execution, and a great performance.
Reese Dixon Waters, Star of the game tonight in his breakout for San Diego State. 3 years in the USC program, injured last year. Finally got his feet under him, in rhythm, and he delivers, Grant, with 22 points.
Yeah, 22 points, and he worked hard for these. I mean, tough shots, off balance, off the bounce, three-pointers. He even posted up for good measure. Good defense as well. RDW with the big-time performance.
Got the bag of uni. You know our Michigan guys are loving that. 2 fits of the Fab Five. C. Webb and Jalen Rose. And Lauren Jabara getting in position for Reese Dixon Waters. Take it away, LJ.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Reese. You guys really showed a great response tonight. What did you like about the team that showed up on this floor against Oregon?
Yeah, I think, obviously we think about the game a little bit again from yesterday. But we definitely had the sense of urgency, just playing harder, playing with more grit, and everybody came to play today.
Speaking of that grit, it's usually on the defensive side, and yeah, we saw that, but offensively, you guys shot 67%. How are you able to break down Oregon's defense?
I think we played with a lot of confidence. We're all good players, and Dutch believes in us, and we all believe in ourselves. So, with the amount of power we have on offense, we're very thankful, and everybody played with confidence.
I'm glad you guys didn't miss that 6-7 joke there too, but you did shoot 67%. And for you, Reese, you sat out all last year. You were able to watch this team, obviously be a leader from the sidelines. But what's it like to be back on the floor, making the contributions that you are this season?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love playing basketball. It's like my therapy, so I'm just grateful to be out here.
And I know Aztec fans are grateful to have you. Your teammates are grateful to have you. Congratulations on the win.
Well, it's been 13 seasons since San Diego State had a shooting game like this. Well, the Aztecs, a strong victory tonight, 1-1 here at Players Era. And that'll do it for us from Michelob Ultra Arena. For producer Dan Keener, director Mark Vittorio, thanks to Leslie Zeroli, our associate director in graphics, Sarah Servetnik, and Raul Bonilla, our statistician, Tom Barbary. For Lauren Jabara, Grant Hill, Brian Anderson saying good night from Las Vegas. Action continues tomorrow, 12:30, Players Era pregame. So long, everyone.